All right, let's get into Victor Hugo's masterpiece, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And first things first, you've got to forget everything you think you know from the animated movies. This isn't just a story about a lonely bell ringer or a dancer with a pet goat. No, this is a massive, sprawling epic where the real star of the show isn't a person at all. It's a city, and more specifically, the magnificent cathedral at its very heart.
So Hugo drops us right into the thick of it, 15th century Paris, smack in the middle of the chaotic Festival of Fools. And listen to that language. Right away, he paints the city as this living, breathing organism. The streets aren't just streets, they're rivers. And the people aren't just a crowd, they're a sea. It's this wild, unpredictable, and seriously powerful force that's going to drive this entire story.
Okay, part 1. The heart of Paris, a city of stone. And this is the central idea we really need to wrap our heads around. For Hugo, Paris isn't just some background scenery. He's basically writing a biography of the city itself. And the incredible Cathedral of Notre Dame, well, that's its soul.
Now get ready for this, because it changes how you see the whole book. All the human drama, the love, the betrayal, the tragedy, all of it is kind of just the opening act for the real star, the true main character.
Yep, the city of Paris. You see, for Victor Hugo, people come and go. Their passions burn bright, and then they just fade away. But the stone, the architecture, that's what sticks around. That's what tells the real long-term story. The people in this novel are just actors on a stage that was built to last for centuries.
And this is the key. You have to think of Notre Dame as a book written in stone. Seriously, every single arch, every statue, every piece of stained glass, it's like a different chapter in the history of France. The cathedral has seen it all. It's this silent witness to centuries of human drama, and Hugo truly believed it had a spirit, a soul of its own that influenced everyone who walked in its shadow.
So just imagine you're standing way up top on the cathedral towers looking down. What you'd see is just this beautiful, sprawling chaos. Paris back then wasn't really one single city. It was more like 3 separate worlds. The ancient city on the island, the brainy university district, and the bustling ville where all the merchants were. All of it crammed together behind this massive wall. It's a living labyrinth, totally magnificent and, yeah, pretty dangerous.
Part 2. A world of outcasts, saints and monsters. Now, every great city has its legendary characters, right? And in Hugo's Paris, the ones you'll never forget are the people living on the fringes of society, the outcasts. And they're all, in one way or another, drawn to the cathedral like moths to a flame.
First up, we meet Esmeralda, and she's so much more than just a dancer. She's like a force of nature. She represents this pure, wild freedom and beauty that just completely captivates the entire city. To the people watching her, and especially to the men who are about to become obsessed with her, she's not even quite human. She's something magical, something supernatural.
And then you have her complete opposite, Quasimodo, the so-called misshapen bell ringer. He's deaf, barely speaks, and he's so shockingly ugly that the crowd actually crowns him the Pope of Fools. He is a creature defined by total isolation, living his whole life inside the cathedral. His only friends are the stone gargoyles. And this quote, it just perfectly captures his tragic pride, right? Looking down on the very world that has treated him so cruelly.
Now, who connects these two polar opposites? That would be the story's incredible, tragic villain, Archdeacon Claude Frollo. On the surface, he's Quasimodo's master, a brilliant scholar, a deeply religious man. But underneath that cold, controlled exterior, there is a soul in absolute torment. There's a fire of repressed passion that is just about to burn everything to the ground. All right, part 3, love, lust, and obsession. So we've got our stage, we've got our players. What actually kicks the story into gear? Well, it's the intense, destructive, and ultimately tragic desires that Esmeralda ignites in these men. Make no mistake, this is not a simple love story. This is a story about obsession.
And the difference in how these two men love Esmeralda is, well, it's everything. For Quasimodo, his love is about protection. It's a pure, almost animalistic devotion. He sees her as something holy that needs to be saved. But for Frollo, it is the exact opposite. His desire is about possession. It's a consuming, destructive obsession that has nothing to do with love. He doesn't want to save her soul. He wants to own it, even if it means destroying his own in the process.
This moment in the dungeon, it is absolutely chilling. Frollo's confession shows you just how far he's fallen. His passion hasn't made him a better person, it has twisted him into a monster. The love he's talking about feels like acid. It's this corrupting force that burns everything it touches, and it turns a man of God into an absolute demon.
Part 4, The Fury of the Mob, an unpredictable beast. Okay, so there's one more major character we need to talk about. Remember that sea of people from the very beginning? The Parisian mob. It's not just a bunch of people. In this book, it acts like a single living creature, and it is fickle, violent, and completely unpredictable.
And the climax for this character is the huge assault on Notre Dame. The city's beggars and thieves believe Esmeralda is about to be hanged, so they rise up to try and save her. But Quasimodo, from his perch, thinks they're there to hurt her, so he defends the cathedral against the very people trying to rescue her. It's this spectacular, insane battle where Quasimodo basically turns Notre Dame itself into a weapon, dropping stone and molten lead on everyone below.
And here it is. Here's the great, tragic gut punch of the story. While this massive battle to save Esmeralda is raging outside, she isn't saved at all. She's quietly stolen away from the cathedral by the one man she is terrified of, Frollo. The very act designed to save her is what ends up sealing her fate. Part 5. An inevitable tragedy. All that's left. From this moment on, the story just hurtles towards its devastating ending. All the different threads, the obsession, the cruelty, the twisted fate of it all, they come together in one final, heartbreaking tragedy.
I mean, just look at how this plays out. It's one cruel twist right after another. Frollo gives her an ultimatum, be with me or hang. She chooses death, so he dumps her with a crazed hermit who, in an unbelievable twist, realizes Esmeralda is her own long-lost daughter. But that beautiful reunion lasts for maybe a minute before soldiers burst in, kill her mother, and drag Esmeralda away again. And the final crushing blow? As they're taking her to the gallows, she looks up and sees the man she loves, Captain Phoebus, alive and well, just casually watching her die with his new fiancée.
Quasimodo sees all of this happen from the top of Notre Dame, and he's standing right next to Frollo, who's smiling. And as he watches the light go out of Esmeralda's eyes, he finally understands the true depth of the priest's evil. In that one moment, he turns on his master, the only person who has ever shown him any kind of affection, and shoves him off the tower. And as he looks from Esmeralda's body on the gallows to Frollo's broken form on the pavement, he whispers this absolutely devastating line.
And so that's what we're left with. The book actually ends years later when two skeletons are found in a tomb, locked in an embrace, one of them with a twisted spine. When someone tries to separate them, they crumble to dust. The cathedral, of course, is still standing. So it leaves you with this big question. What really endures? Is it the massive stone monuments we build to outlast us? Or is it the fleeting, powerful, and often destructive human passions that play out in their shadows?